banda que le rasca la barriga al cielo, en busca del moro perdido. La banda chuta.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Raw Food Muscle. I'm your host Santiago, and today I want to talk to you guys to just discuss a little bit about my journey on raw foods, building muscle, fitness, all this kind of stuff, because I've had so many people ask me questions about how is it that I'm a big guy and still being on raw foods. And I've been asked this question since I started making videos. And the bottom line is that it all comes down to your training. You really have to train hard. There's specific ways to train the muscle to make it grow. And I can go on and on about this specific subject. But before I get into that, I really want to talk about the question of meat. Somebody asked me, I must be eating raw meats and things like that. No, I do not eat raw meats. I really gave up eating meat in general about 6 years ago, before I even became raw. And this is something that I decided to do because of my liver. Back in those days, I was drinking a lot, partying all the time. And after years and years of doing that, guess what? Your liver starts to go bad, especially in my family, because I have a heredity of bad liver in our family. I can go on about a lot of the surgeries, and some people, my relatives, have died because of liver failure, so I had to take it extremely serious. So yeah, I got off the red meats first because that was probably the toughest thing for my stomach to digest, especially when you're grilling it on the barbecue, on the grill. And so for me, that was the first step, okay, getting rid of the steaks and the chicken. And then after a certain point in time, I just got rid of all my meats, and I was still eating my eggs and whey protein powders and things like this. This is before I came raw. But I was eating a lot of eggs. So I was eating probably about 10 to 12 egg whites in one sitting, and still doing 5, 6 meals a day to get all the protein I thought that I needed. So for me, nutrition was a really important key point to knowing how to put all this together. And for me, once I understood exactly what was happening to the food that I was eating, how it was being digested, where am I getting my amino acids from, where am I getting my sugars from, so on and so forth, and what happens to the food after you cook it past a certain temperature, and how a lot of the nutrients are removed, it was an easy decision for me to move into the raw foods lifestyle. So it's really important for me to make sure I stress this out to you guys, because people that I've been working with, I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer now for off and on for over 20 years, and I converted everything that I've known over all those 20 years into my raw food lifestyle, and basically fused the two together. Because once you put raw foods and fitness training together, you're going to have an amazing reaction in how you feel, not only in how you look outside, but how you feel inside. Because I think it's important that we take care of our bodies inside. And I know a lot of guys, they want to take all these enhancers and things like that to look good on the outside, but what are you doing to the inside of your body? Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is genetics. Okay. Everyone doesn't have the same genetics. Okay. My genetics, I can build muscle. I'm a pretty big guy, but it doesn't come with easy work. I have to work hard, okay? Other guys are taller and much leaner, and it's easier for them to get that lean body type. And when you see someone who is, let's say, a triathlon, and sometimes people get a bad assumption that just because they're lean and skinny, that they might be unhealthy, when that is absolutely incorrect. These guys are actually in impeccable shape. The endurance is off the roof, and it's just amazing how much they really focus on training their endurance. Okay, so you have to kind of make sure you keep things at a perspective, because you're going to have people who are endurance training, people who are strength training. I try to do both. Okay, but you're going to have people who don't train at all. Okay, not everyone's into lifting weights. And they're just not into it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think everyone should be more active, okay, but you can be active in all different types of ways. There's martial arts, there's yoga, there's all types of things you can do to be active, just going for walks. And when you try to combine your fitness aspect along with raw foods, I think it's just a nice package. And when you're working to try to increase your muscle mass, or get a leaner body, when you combine the two, it's just an amazing combination. And so when I'm working with some of my clients, and some of you guys already know, I've been coaching one-on-one with, that once you combine those two together, and everyone's going to have a different goal. Some people are going to be wanting to, bigger muscle shoulders. They want to have, bigger arms. Some of the girls are more concerned with the legs, the hips, and the butt, okay? And, so everyone's going to have different goals. And I know some of you guys out there don't like to do legs. And it's funny because, the girls care more about the legs than the guys do, It's like, what is this? I'm like, I can understand it, because the girls got some sexy legs going on, I know what you're talking about, I know what you mean. But, the guys, you have to understand that when you incorporate legs into your workout, it's just going to boost your whole entire body. I see too many guys in the gym, that are, focused on bigger arms, bigger chest, but then they got, the skinny legs, okay? And it's important to kind of have everything balanced out, okay? And the females, I know you ladies, you like training your legs, and there are certain different exercises that are going to train certain different parts of the body. And believe me, once you get those specific exercises and you put your heart into it and you work hard at it, you're going to be on point with your physique, okay? Not a lot of you girls like to, work on your thighs, the thin waist, and the butt and everything like that. And then once you do those specific exercises, you like, bang, bow, you know what I'm saying? It's like, woo, the package is, looking very nice, very nice. So, I mean...
What would happen to you if you stopped training?
Yes. What would happen to me? I would lose a lot of muscle mass, okay? When I first started eating raw foods, I kind of cut back a lot on my weight training, and this is anybody, okay? I don't care if you're eating meat every day or if you're raw foods. It doesn't matter. When you're not training hard, you're not going to build the muscle. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not saying you're going to lose all your muscle. I mean, if that's the case, it's going to be a walking, piece of, blob. Or that's not the case. But I'm saying the additional extra muscle mass that you're really pushing your muscles to grow, when you stop, you're going to lose it. Okay, so it's really important that you understand that. Just because you train, for a month or two or three or whatever, or, even a couple years, you take off, you're going to lose a lot of that, muscle mass if you don't stay up with it. Okay, so it's very important to understand that. But like I said, when you know what you want to get, you have a certain goal you're looking for. You combine the raw foods and the fitness, the right workouts, the right stretching techniques. I mean, there's all different types of secrets out there that people really don't know. And I've been doing this for over 20 years now in terms of personal training. And I know what works. I know what doesn't work.
Does everybody have to be 100% raw?
No, you don't have to be 100% raw. Okay, so that's another important key, because there's just too much pressure about being 100% raw, and that's not the right approach. But yes, I would say stay off of the really bad foods, the fried foods, okay, the potato chips, the heavy pastas, okay, all the cheeses, you got to stay away from the cakes and ice cream. I don't even have to get into that.
Are you 100%?
No, I'm not 100% raw. Okay, I think there's people maybe think that or assume that I'm 100% raw. Yes, I was 100% for my first 10 months, but I think it's just better for me psychologically to just get that 100% off of me. I'd rather stay in the 90% range, 95. Yes, there are days and probably weeks where I go 100%, and that's just because I really just want to be. I don't want to eat all the the heavier some of the steamed rice can feel a little heavy, some of the quinoa, things like that. But it's just a choice that I'm making. I don't have like the rest of my life I'm 100% raw. So I just want to make sure I point that out to you guys. Alright guys, for some of you guys who've been sending me some questions on some of your specific fitness goals, sometimes it's a little bit hard for me to write down some of those things on just a couple of sentences. and it requires me to get really in depth with everything that you're doing. So this is just why I do a lot of the one-on-one coaching that allows me to really focus my attention on your goals and get really in depth with everything that you're doing. So I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time on the Raw Food Muscle.
Llegó la banda que le arranca la barriga al cielo.